Watu wanasema hawataki kiongozi asimame kutoka Mount Kenya East ama West. Wananchi wenyewe wanasema hawataki mtu kutoka Mount Kenya akisimama kiti cha urais. Sisi wote tukuje pamoja, tupige laini, tupige foleni nyuma ya Steven, Kalonzo, Musyoka. Sakayo waende. I have nothing else left. Mimi yangu imekwisha. Nikupeleka Sakayo nyumbani. Na nitakuwa nyuma ya Steven, Kalonzo, Musyoka.
It is now very clear that in every election, people yearn to get the Mountain Kenya vote basket. It's the reason as why in the 2022 general election, every candidate, presidential candidate, has had a Kikuyu as the deputy president. It shows you why I think the Kikuyus are still in the body politic of our country. Anyone who downplays the Kikuyu effect in the elections of our country must be in fraud shock. Kalonzo Musyoka is trying to get an endorsement by KIONI. And I think KIONI wants to deputize Kalonzo Musyoka come 2027. All indicators show that KIONI is fighting hard to deputize Kalonzo Musyoka. And I think this will be one of the weakest tickets because of the reason I'm going to give you. We all know KIONI is still in the Azimio. And every press conference held by the Azimio leaders, you normally see KIONI, you normally see Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa. Those two people can be the third force, but you cannot bet on them to win an election. So in this episode, I've come to analyze for you why I think the ticket of Kalonzo Musyoka and KIONI cannot work and cannot win, what they should do, but most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So on very many occasions, we've seen Kalonzo Musyoka and KIONI addressing rallies, holding public conferences and others. In politics, nothing is done without a reason. These people are fighting hard to get the political terrain in the country. The reason I'm saying that these people are weak, that ever since Raila Amolo Odinga went in government, they have failed to occupy the opposition as they are supposed to be. I keep on telling people that in power, in life, there is no vacuum. When Raila Amolo Odinga went into government, there was a vacuum in the opposition. That's why the Gen Zs came to feel it. That's why Moralo Kabeso is feeling it. In fact, when you tell me Moralo Kabeso is doing a more noble work than Kalonzo Musyoka, who is supposed to hold rallies across the country to galvanize for his support, all signs point at KIONI wanting to deputize Kalonzo Musyoka in 2027, and I think it won't work. Yesterday, during a ceremony in Ukambani, KIONI came out to endorse Kalonzo Musyoka for president in 2027, saying that the Kikuyus will be behind them. Normally, the Kikuyus don't just go behind any person. They go to someone who is strong enough, but also they follow someone who will deputize, they follow someone who will give them the deputy president's position. And the person to take up that deputy president position must be a strong leader. Before I talk about this, let me first play with the tape as KIONI was endorsing Kalonzo Musyoka. Here is the tape.
Na tunawaangalia huyo anafanya sana kuiba ngozi hatari. We listen to him when he speaks. We listen to him when he speaks. I don't know whether you understand what I'm talking about. Unasema apigwe makofi. Si upige basi. Kwa nini unasema nikuambie? Now they are solid because we saw them, they stood, they had their party leader. Na ile mambo yalikuwa yanafanyika ni mambo kidogo ya aibu kwa Kenya. Sio kusema ya kwamba kama vile party leader amesema sisi tuko nyuma ya Gachagua, hapana. lakini lazima kila kitu inafanywa Kenya hii ifanywe kulingana na sheria, na tuko na katiba, na hiyo katiba haifuatwi. William Ruto, sisi tusipomsimamisha atabadilisha hii katiba. Ulisikia juzi akisema ya kwamba in another 15 years yeye alisema nitakuwa nimemaliza mambo ya slums Kenya hii. 15 years, yani already miaka yake anaona ni 15 na. Kwa hivyo lazima tusimame pamoja. Na bali nimetoka salamu nyingi kutoka kwa mlima. Wanasema hivi: kama tunataka kutoa Zakayo, and I can tell you, mimi ukiniona pali pote nia yangu ni moja tu, Zakayo aende ibada. I have nothing else left. Mimi yangu imekwisha, ni kupeleka Zakayo ibada, na nitakuwa nyuma ya Stephen, Kalonzo, Musyoka. And we are relying on Stephen, Kalonzo, Musyoka to take Zakayo home. And he will.
So you clearly see that Jeremiah Kioni is endorsing Kalonzo Musyoka, thinking that he wants to deputize him. Remember, Kalonzo Musyoka has ever run for president in 2027. At least he has an experience. Jeremiah Kioni has ever deputized Mudavadi. That was one of the greatest mistakes, because Mudavadi cannot even take the Luhya vote. Because I've done a video about that. Mudavadi comes from the minority of the Luhya vote. Bokusus are the majority, comes from the Maragoris. So he can never take the Luhya vote. You heard Jeremiah Kioni endorsing Kalonzo Musyoka because he wants to be his deputy. But that ticket will be defeated in the morning, because Kalonzo Musyoka has taken long without studying for president. In the last election, he was put down, he was picked over Martha Karua. And we all know in an election cycle, when you take long without standing, you lose the effect on the ground. The same to Jeremiah Kioni, a person who lost an MP seat in Kieni. You cannot tell me that you can get the voice of Mountain Kenya and deliver them to Kalonzo Musyoka after losing a mere MP seat. So that ticket will be so weak. Okay? That ticket will be so weak, it doesn't show a sign of winning. What these people must know is that they should pray that the courts don't uphold Gachagwa's impeachment so that they can go under him. That is the only option. Okay? Let's continue.
Mlima ya Mount Kenya East na West, na mimi najua hata Mount Kenya South, hakuna kura imebaki ya Zakayo. Iko? Halo? Iko? Kwa hivyo, what he is doing, ili anafanya kwa mlima ya Pandile East and West, ni kuhakikisha kwamba ili Kalonzo Musyoka asije akapata ile block moja, lazima alete viongozi wengine kule waweze kusimama ili ile kura igawanyike. And we are saying, and I can tell you that nilikuwa na nyuki over the weekend, hapo juzi na jana na juzi. Watu wanasema hawataki kiongozi asimame kutoka Mount Kenya East ama West. Wananchi wenyewe wanasema hawataki mtu kutoka Mount Kenya akisimama kiti cha urais. Sisi wote tukuje pamoja, tupige laini, tupige foleni nyuma ya Stephen, Kalonzo, Musyoka. Hamuna jambo lingine la maana tunaweza fanya sasa, kama vile nimesema, isipokuwa kutoa Zakayo. Na wale wote ambao wangetaka kukuja, tunasema wakuje. Na tunajua wataenda. Nani yako na doubt? Nani yako na doubt? Unajua tumeambiwa hata shetani huwa na darasa kwa ako na reason kwa shule ya Mungu. Si ndio umesema? Na naona kama ile reason tunapelekwa na Zakayo. Laudi hii ni ya huyo. Hii si mambo, ile mambo tunasuguchwa naye Kenya hii. Laudi hii, shule hakuna, hospitali hakuna, kanisa bili yenyu iko bunge, mtasikia hata bili ya kwaya. Kwa hivyo,
so you clearly see that Jeremiah Kioni is endorsing Kalonzo Musyoka, I think with a back aim of deputizing him, not knowing that Kalonzo Musyoka, first of all, the reason as why I don't think Kalonzo Musyoka can run for presidency and do an effect is a coward. The way he was humiliated by Raila, if I was Kalonzo Musyoka, I would run in 2022. Or I would have joined William Ruto in inception at the beginning, because that was an humiliation. So after not standing in 2022 and being humiliated, and you have a deputy of Jeremiah Kioni who lost the MP seat, you clearly see that that ticket cannot go anywhere when you are fighting a lethal person like William Ruto, who is also an incumbent. The only person who can have a chance to take William Ruto home may be Raila Amolo Odinga when he comes up back in the election cycle, or Gachagua when he's let off the hook by the judiciary. Okay? So for me, I think the ticket of Jeremiah Kioni, although they are fighting hard for it to happen, it won't happen because Kalonzo Musyoka is the worst when it comes to political play. When it has to take a decision for him, he doesn't take the right decision. And also, the voting basket from his community is not too big, yet he lacks the influence from other regions. Whenever Raila Amolo Odinga is in the opposition, you clearly see him move each and every week in Narok, Kajiado, Nairobi. In fact, there's a time even Raila Amolo Odinga had announced demonstrations on every, is it Monday, if I'm not mistaken, on every Monday, to keep him in the eyes and in the lips of Kenyans, which Kalonzo Musyoka is not doing. Kalonzo Musyoka should announce activities. That's what keeps the opposition. You cannot just come out to hold press conferences, talk about Gachagua, retreat, talk about another person. You should hold activities, move around the country so that you can gain influence across the country. But whenever I see these Azimio people, they just hold press conferences, which is not good at all on the way they are forging to be presidents. Of course, that's my opinion. Do drop me your comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you on another one. Peace.